Welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. This episode is an interview with Suki Singh. Suki has run many marathons and ultramarathons. He has learnt many lessons along the way, like we all do. And now he wants to help others to be part of the life-changing experience that is running. Suki believes we all have the power to help others. And what better way to do that than through running? I hope you enjoy this episode. It's just a friendly chat and conversation. And it would be wonderful also if you could hit subscribe here on YouTube or on your podcast listening platform and write a review. This helps to boost the ratings of the show and thus increase its audience reach. I really appreciate your help. Are injuries or niggles ruining your enjoyment of running and hindering your performance? Get on top of these and see the specialists at Health and High Performance. Utilising the latest in technology and with a wealth of experience, the team at Health and High Performance can assist you with all your running injury and performance needs. So, to get back to enjoying your running and achieving the results you are capable of, head to healthhp.com.au/run or find them on Instagram, Health High Performance. Health and High Performance are located in Mont Albert, Melbourne, but of course are available for telehealth appointments not only Australia-wide, but obviously around the world. Gotta love the internet. It's amazing, especially now we're using these sorts of things so much more. Contact them on their website to find out more. Wild Earth Australia are the online store to help you make the most of the outdoor with top quality gear at great prices. Peak Endurance podcast listeners can use the discount code Peak Endurance, all caps, to get 10% off at checkout. Head on over to wildearth.com.au to get everything you need for your next big adventure. If you want to be the best athlete you can be, you deserve the best coaching you can get. Peak Endurance Coaching has the personal touch you won't get elsewhere that will help you achieve your running goals. I utilise and create customised plans that reflect your commitments in life and your athletic history. You will become fitter, faster and stronger whilst becoming part of the welcoming Peak Endurance Coaching community. Don't waste a minute of your running journey. Email me, Isabel, at peakendurancecoaching.com.au. Remembering Isabel is ISOBEL. And let's get a program designed just for you started. I have limited spots available. Enjoy my chat with Suki. I'm sure you will. Hi, Suki, and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast.
Thank you, Isabel. I'm really grateful to be here.
Now, can you tell the listeners a bit about yourself and how you got into running and then ultra running?
Yes, Isabel, I've been running for 10 years. I was born in India and I was not good at any sport, And in my school, I started a little bit of running, like 10 kilometer, maybe. I came last in that as well. But slowly, and then I moved to 21 kilometer half marathon, then 42 kilometer. Then finally, I did 50 kilometer. And in 2019, I did my first 100 kilometer, like in Surf Coast Century. And I just got hooked actually after that. It was, I just realized I'm so much into this sport and I want to take this further. Then I started 100-mile challenge. Then I did attempt a 350 kilometer run in Western Australia. This was a massive challenge, but unfortunately I got disqualified at 204 kilometer. So yeah, still.
So do you think you'll give that one another crack to see if you can make it to the finish before cutoff?
Yes, definitely. I would love to try because it's a game. I met some incredible people. There who were 72 of us who were doing it. It was not a run actually. It was a survivor challenge, and it was a community building event more or less. Because you meet some people, you make friendship for lifetime, you connect to nature, and you just appreciate it. I'm grateful for the life you have. And so I learned so much things, even though I failed, but I learned so much things. And definitely I will try again if COVID allows the event to take place. So it is my coach. I had a coach in Perth and he told me that if you do this challenge, you won't be the same person again because it's a massive 4-day race. And
I wouldn't really call it a failure. It's a learning experience on how to do it better next time, I guess.
Yes, definitely, because I just felt like I went to a school to learn something, and I was writing, I just interview all the runners as well, like to record their, like why they are doing this, because I wanted to educate a lot of people, because some people just get offended. They don't understand like why we do all this like crazy stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So I was trying, yeah, so I was trying to tell them a story through that. Yes, we are normal people, but we are achieving something extraordinary. Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, now you've written a couple of books, Limitless Humans. I'll just grab them to show people who are watching it on YouTube, and also Chasing Genius. And you talk about that a bit in your books, that your family, well, your family, but some of your friends don't understand why you run. And to be honest, I mean, pretty much the same for me. My family has never understood it. But so what motivates you to get up, you know, in the morning, if you run in the morning or whenever it is that you run, to get out there and go running if you're feeling not that people do think you're a little bit strange?
Yeah, so I'm in my element when I'm running. You know, I forget all my problems. And of course, we have a lot of problems and pain in this world, but sometimes you need to be yourself, to live your life to the fullest. And that's what, like, I see like a lot of people like addicted to technology, you know, like which is like trying to rule us, the technology giants trying to rule us behavior, like the way we eat, the way we sleep. They know everything about it. They're all data. So I just want to get away from that thing, you know. When I'm in jungle, in a forest, I'm connecting to nature, and I am feeling that, okay, I'm alive actually today. I'm not surviving, I'm living life, you know. And endorphins release really make you happy. So at the finish line of any marathon, I have not met any sad person, to be honest. I always meet like smiling person. And then there are volunteers. Volunteering is also a good way. I mean, sometimes I would love to volunteer for Ironman challenges or any other triathlons, because it's so much learning and volunteering. I meet some incredible volunteers who really support me, and they're strangers, you know, but they become like family, and they just cheer for you for no reason. And it just feels like, wow, this is so amazing. Like I did UTA in May. I did Ultra Trail Australia in the Blue Mountains. And I was so grateful, first of all, this event took place, and now this
Yeah, you
COVID
were
thing
very
happened after
lucky.
that. And I just like met some incredible volunteers in this event. And it was like a dream doing this event. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I understand what you're saying about the technology. When I did my 291-kilometer run, I commented afterwards that was the longest I hadn't used my phone in, you know, years. And it's quite scary that sometimes that's the only time we're not using our phones is when we're running. So it is good to get off them. Now, you say in your book Limitless Humans that running has helped lead you away from toxic and negative people and towards positivity. How has this happened?
Yeah, first of all, Isabel, congratulations for your 291-kilometer run, because you are my inspiration. And I've just started listening to your podcast. And so definitely, I mean, I have got to learn a lot of from you. And second thing, to answer your question, yes, like what I feel like, we have a very small life and we can't make everyone happy in this world.
Mm.
So there are always some kind of negative and toxic people around, and we have to stay away from them. And I'm talking deeply about mental health and suicide in my books. And I do feel like poverty, if poverty is number one cause of suicide, then toxic relationship is second number cause of suicide in the world. So when I'm running, I I don't meet toxic people. I mean, to be honest, like I have never met, like I have meet some great people I would have never imagined. And when I tell them their story, like for example, I did a 100-mile run recently in Melbourne in the first week of July before lockdown. I did all by myself, and I went to a subway and I met this woman and I told her I'm running 100 miles. She said, "Wow, I'm so proud of you," and she gave me free cookies. So I meet such kind of people actually, you know, when like
Was she
they
a
give me
runner?
free food. No, she's not a runner. She's not a runner at all. But
Mm.
she just said, "I'm so proud of you," and she gave me free cookies. You know, so when I go to restaurants or bars, they give me free drinks, offering free drinks. You know, like they say, like, "Wow, you're doing amazing work." So that motivates me. You know,
Mm.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I think you know, I'm always amazed by those small acts of kindness, but really, basically, most people are good. So, but it just does seem to be a big focus on the negative aspects of people. And I think it's good to be able to focus on the positive.
Yes, definitely. I mean, my message is deeply clear. Like whether you run or don't run, like spreading kindness, humanity, and compassion is need of the hour. I mean, because if an act of kindness a day can make somebody's day, because most people who have lost their jobs in pandemic, or people who have got divorced in pandemic, domestic violence is high, all-time high. So just making somebody's day should be our priority, and it could be by just giving a hug. Like I see often, I got inspired by people in the CBD start with a poster, free hug. Like, I mean, we need that kind of thing, because a simple hug or a simple high five can make somebody's day. For example, when I am like I almost gave up at 204 kilometer, like, and I had some dry fruits in my backpack, and I throw it out of frustration, and I ran out of water. My headlight battery stopped working. I did a lot of mistakes, so I failed. So, and was talking to myself, like, why I'm even doing this? Like, I could have done some kind of a job and I made money out of it, so what I'm getting out of it. But then I had a support crew that time who gave me a hug or high five and say that you can do it, I would have probably not failed. So I had no support crew in that 350 kilometer. You need someone, actually. You need motivation, definitely. So maybe you can be my next support crew in my next challenge.
Yeah, look, and that's, I have noticed that within the ultra running community, which I'm sure you have too, that everybody really wants to help each other. And,
yes, definitely.
And it's definitely a very positive group. But as you say, mental health is a big issue, and ultra runners aren't exempt. And I don't know if, I'm sure you're aware that many ultra runners use running as their therapy.
Yes.
And I know you say in your books that you're trying to help people by being that beacon of positivity when you're out running, and you want to support people and help people. Do you want to talk more about that, about what your goal is with your running?
Definitely. Like, running is just a thing which I'm using to spread the message. Basically, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know about the incident of Naomi Osaka recently. The Japanese tennis star, she was in the news.
That's
and
right.
And she has been in the cover of Time magazine, and I was reading her story, and like that, there are so many cases which don't even get reported, because often what we see on social media about these movie stars or sports stars, we see like a one-sided picture, like and sometimes I do realize, like, social media has become, there's a lot of good contents out there, but it's also, there's a fake world out there.
Yes.
Like, everybody is trying to appease one another by showing that, look at me, my beautiful abs, look at me, how great I'm, happy I am, and I have everything in life. It's not true. It's not true. I mean, I would say we have to be honest, and we have to start telling that, okay, it's okay to be not okay. Like, it's okay to feel depressed, it's okay to have a mental health day, and it's okay to get panic attacks, which I was getting actually in April 2019, and I have written it in my second book, because I wanted my audience to connect with that why I was. So I'm just saying that my goal is to spread the message of mental health among men, women, every one of us, whether you're rich or you're poor, all of us are going through some kind, and we have to be honest to the world. It's not like pretend to be somebody. Yes.
So are you willing yourself to post on social media when you're having not such a good time with life?
Definitely, yes, 100 times I will say yes, because I don't care what people will think. Like, the stigma is there, because I come from India, and mental health is treated like a common cold there. It's not. Yeah, so it's not taken seriously, and through my books I'm trying to educate the society as well. So it is a taboo, because what people will think, what society will think. And a biggest movie star in India committed suicide, like last year, and it became a very big news around the world. Then I was reading a Japanese movie star committed suicide. Then I have actually the suicide data. I was reading, like, during the pandemic, how the suicide data have went up in the last 18 months. Like in US, it went 1.85% up. In
Yeah.
Japan, it went up. In India, it went up. In Australia also. So there are 3,000 people committing suicide every day in this world, which is 40 every 40 seconds. So I don't call these people as failure. I call the society as failure.
Yes.
We have failed to protect these humans. I call the culture as failure. And books and movies, I'm always been emphatic. I read a lot of books, and like Ariana Huffington has created a deep impact in my life. Like I read her book Thrive and Sleep Revolution 15 times before I wrote my books. And I sent email to her recently. I sent my book to her, and I sent email to her that you have created a very positive impact in my life with your books, because she's talking about all this, like importance of volunteering in our life, and why this mental health is happening, why we have a sleep crisis, why we have not eating proper diet. So like that's what I'm trying to raise issues, similar issues as well.
Yeah, yeah. Now, in your book, Limitless Humans, you have 11 rules for running, and one of which is don't compare yourself to others, which I'm presuming is part of all of this too, because that's what social media really
Yes, definitely.
encourages us to do, is to compare. And so why is this trying not to compare yourself so important?
That's a wonderful question, Isabel. And like I've been reading 2 books on that as well. So social media actually has become, unfortunately, a place we have been constant state of comparison. And recently, Australia Talk survey by AVC released this statement that 50% or over 50%, I don't know the exact data, but they feel worse about themselves by seeing their friends achieve something on social media. Like for example, if I run 100 mile and I post somebody, on some of my friend who can't run even 1 mile, they might feel worse about themselves.
Yeah.
So to them I'm saying a message that you don't have to run even 1 mile. You don't have to. I do because I love that, I do it because
in saying that, you know, does that can then make us feel guilty about posting about our accomplishments? Is there a way that we can do it so that we can still, post our
yes,
accomplishments?
yes, we can definitely post, but I'm trying to educate them that you find your personal legend. For example, I run for 104 hours. You play music for 104 hours. You
Yeah.
paint, you be creative, you be in your own field. You don't have to compare yourself to somebody. And often we compare ourselves to, in our own friend circle. We will not compare someone who is homeless or who is in extreme poverty. We will compare ourselves in our own circle, that he is my friend and he's doing really well, and why I'm not doing well. So that is the human nature, and that will always be there. I think even there are many books written on that, but still it will be there. But somehow we can educate the society we live in that it will give us stress, unnecessary stress. And we all have different timelines, and the biggest thing also will happening that, like the society I come from and I live in, also there is that by 30 you should be super rich, you should have a house, you should have a wife, and the kind of pressure, I mean, I feel from my parent. I mean, if you read all that, so it's very common in my society where I come from. Like, so I'm trying to say we all have different timelines. There's no thing like, even if you buy a house at 40, 50, it's okay. I mean, you don't have to be in someone else, but we are in a constant state of comparison.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not nice when you're stuck in that either. So what personality traits or personality traits, I guess, has running helped you develop? Like, what strengths have you developed?
So mental strength is one thing. I have gained a lot of confidence. Like I do all this marathon just to gain confidence. That is like my key, because I feel like if I can run 100 kilometer or 200 kilometer, I can do anything in this world. So it just gives me confidence, and then you develop some
Did you
leadership
used
qualities.
to did you used to lack self-confidence a lot?
Yes, a lot. I used to lag a lot. Like I was so nervous to talk to any woman.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me to approach a woman or talk to them, but slowly I started developing confidence. And then I in April 2019, I'll tell you, I was getting panic attacks, which I have written in my second book. And that was a very dark phase in my life. And I knew that I will not live for long. I mean, it was going on in my head. I was like, but unfortunately, I met two good friends that time, and who gave me a Bible, and who were there in my dark times. And if you have any friend, even one friend in this world, out of your 1,000 friend on Facebook, or who are there in your bad time or hard time, that friend is a real friend, and do not let them go away. But unfortunately, that friend went away from my life, and they gave me a Bible, and they were there in my dark times, and that friend left. So I always feel that somebody had sent them in my life that time
Yeah.
to heal me.
Yeah.
And I'm not a religious person, but I was reading Bible, so. And I did a lot of things to recover from that phase, like running 100 kilometer, 200 kilometer, writing 2 books, doing improv comedy, being creative, reading a lot of books, like to just gain my confidence.
Yeah.
And it helped me, definitely.
Yeah. And who has been your biggest supporter?
Uh, like my dad never cared about my running, but after reading my book he started caring, and like he started caring. And now whenever I tell him that I'm doing this, and he say wishes me luck, so he started caring. And I never had a mom, like she died in childhood. So, and yeah, few of my friends now, they have supported me, like they really inspire me and motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing. So even if I get one person to support me, is more than enough for me.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's good. And do you have who's been your biggest role model in running?
Oh, there are many actually. Of course, when I tell people, first of all, you as well, Isabel, like you are my role model. But there are so many good runners I know around the world. Whenever I tell anyone about my books, they say David Goggins. They say like he's the toughest man alive, and of course he's. I cannot do what he can do. He's an incredible man. And then there's Candice Burt. I She did this Darius West as well, and she organizes events in US. And she is one of my inspiration, because when I was running this UT, I was thinking about her. I have seen her videos of running in the jungle, and she is one of the fittest women I know. And then I listened to your podcast of Dane Carney. He has written some incredible books as well. And then Pat Farmer, he's a Australian former politician and an ultra marathon runner, and I met him in India as well.
Oh.
And yeah, he's on my Facebook, and so we know for a while. And then there are two good Indian runners as well. Breeze Sharma, whom I interviewed for this 350-kilometer, he did 2 times, and he has done Bad Waters, and so he is in a good Indian runner. And then Milind Soman, he has kind of created a revolution, tried to create a revolution in India for a running community. It's not much of a sport other than cricket. Cricket is a very big thing there, but running, not many people care. But now these 2-3 people, they are trying to spread running as a important sport. And Australia is, what I like about Australia is one of the most sporty country in the world. What I learned here is every sport is given equal importance, whether it's footy or whether it's running or swimming or hockey or cricket, anything is given equal importance, which is great. And there are a lot of women athletes, like, which really inspires me, because when I did this 350-kilometer run, 50% were women.
Yeah.
Which really inspired me.
Yeah, that's great.
And and I cannot do what these women can do.
Yeah. No, that's good. And so just you touched on the running scene in India. What is that like? I mean, you've done some ultras there. Do they have many ultra races?
There are, like, one of the toughest marathon there is in the Himalayas. Actually, it's 111 kilometer, 222 kilometer, and 333 kilometer. And the challenge is the temperature can go from like 5 degree to minus 25 degree.
Yeah.
So it's extremely cold weather, and it's very tough. So that is one of the extreme challenge in India.
And I'm sure the altitude would add to it too.
Yes. So you have to go there and acclimatize for a month.
Oh, wow.
Basically, I would say it's like Antarctica marathon, what down here is there. So that's a similar challenge. Maybe one day I might do that if I train, but that is one of the extreme. Otherwise, there are normal marathons like Mumbai Marathon or Delhi Marathon. But because of COVID, I don't think much events can take place there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you give us an example of a mistake or failure, and what you have learned from it within your running?
To be honest, like I have failed all the time, like in my running journey, and I don't take it for granted because uh, every time, not just this first 350-kilometer I failed, but I failed at when I was 18 years old, and I didn't finish the 10-kilometer run properly. So I just gave up. And so I couldn't run even 10 kilometers properly. And then I tried running 21-kilometer, then 42. But my goal is to improve my timing in a marathon. I generally do it in 4 hours. Now I want to make it probably like you, learn from you, and make it in 3 hours, 3:30, 3:45. Under, like, want to improve my timing. So that's what my goal is. And one more question, like regarding that, your favorite runner, one more runner, I missed it. His name is Eliud Kipchoge.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
1:59, and I do follow him very religiously. He's an inspiration. So I
Yeah.
try to learn from these runners. We don't compare each other, but we learn from each other. Yes.
Yeah. Now, in a race, when you're suffering, how do you cope with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. One rule I have is I chant. I'm a big follower of Dalai Lama. If you know, like he's a spiritual leader. I read a lot of his books, and he lives in Dharamshala in India. And he talks about kindness, compassion, peace of mind, and all that. So I chant this Tibetan mantra. It's called Om Mani Padme Hum. It means something like you're in a happy state when you. So whenever I'm lacking energy and I have no food around, or I just chant that mantra. I've written that in my book as well. It really helps me. Like it gives me some positive energy. And then I think of some people who I got motivated by, and I think like that I can do this. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you also talk in your book about how having other hobbies and sort of focusing on a healthy lifestyle helps with, mental health and that sort of thing. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So I like cooking as well, and I love cooking, but I try to avoid like eating unhealthy food. These days, I'm trying to lose weight, and losing weight will help me improve my performance as a runner. So my goal is to lose like 4 or 5 kilos. And lately, I've been eating very healthy, which is a strict salad, chicken salad, and all. I've been eating spinach, celery juice, all this. But there was a time when I was eating very kind of bad food and junk food, and which is basically really bad. And I've written this as well, that my biggest bad habit was Coca-Cola.
Mm.
I was drinking this for last 10 years. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I have no other bad habit. But this was my biggest bad habit, Coca-Cola. And this is so addictive, and sugar, and it's actually a poison if you know this. And but so I completely try to get rid of this. Then other hobbies I did other than cooking, like painting, creativity, being like, if you see the background, there's my painting. I used to do it as a child, but as a child, everyone has painted, but we lose our creativity. So then I tried writing as well. Yeah, writing blogs and writing books is another hobby. Reading books is very important for me because I love reading books, and it gives me so much motivation. It makes me feel alive, and I try to stay away from technology and phone all the time, because so I completely turn off my phones when I go to sleep, all the technology items away from our life. And then and recently I've started waking up early, like 5 a.m. And these days I'm getting up in the cold weather at 5 a.m. without alarm, and I'm so surprised like how I'm able to do this. It's such a great feeling, and it's a great habit as well. So yeah,
So,
I do a lot of hobbies. Yes.
yeah, certainly coming off the phones helps your sleep, because if we're using the phones a lot before sleep, that's going to affect our sleep, and if it's buzzing throughout the night, certainly that's going to affect it too.
Definitely, and that's a very big thing, because we are so much dependent on our phone for everything. It has all the information and knowledge, and so we can't imagine a day without a phone. So as you mentioned earlier, like you ran 200, 300 kilometers almost, and without a phone for 3 days, that was such a big thing, because then you get away from this technology which is always there in our lives, and they behave, they dictate the terms we do, like they have a location, they know what we eat, what we sleep. So basically we all are already naked, if even if we are trying to hide anything. So I try to get away when I'm sleeping. I turn off all the phone and gadgets and computer and everything before going to bed. And when we get up, not just looking at the phone, or okay, like, or your Instagram, or how many likes I got, how many followers I have, because most of the teenagers, they are doing this like today. So the first thing they are doing, because they, and so when we get up, I just meditate for 5 minutes, I light a candle, and just be grateful for this life. And then I start my day with a run, and then work and do study, whatever. So
yeah, personally, yeah, when I get up, I do my gratitude journal, and I don't look at my phone, until, like for the first half hour while I'm doing my other stuff. And I think it's good not to go for the phone the first thing that you do when you wake up. I think that's definitely going to help mental health not to do that.
Definitely. I sleep with Ariana Huffington's book. Like that book has created such every time even if I read 50 times, it will be less for me, because I'm so much into that book, because the books on human development really emphasize me. And I generally recommend the youth today to read, because they're not reading much. Everything is on the technology, on the phone. They want a 30-second video. Many people told me, I told about the book, they say go to TikTok to promote your book. And I actually downloaded the app, and then I saw this app is so like tracking all my data from my phone. I deleted it after 30 seconds. And then I saw in the news as well. So this technology sometimes is good as well, but for a brand or a business, but at the same time is dangerous. And that's why mental health issue is giving us rise, because we feel worse about ourselves when we compare on social media and technology. So
yeah, we just need to see social media as more of a tool to help us connect with people, but not necessarily something to compare ourselves to others with.
Exactly, that was Facebook was formed, and to connect the world, and but it has changed now to something else. And there are a lot of good sides and positive sides of the world, but as long as we limit ourselves to the use, there's no problem in that. We use TikTok, but limit yourself to that. But people are making career out of it, and people are like 24/7 into that, and that will give you stress. That will give you stress. So like what you said, writing a journal is a very good habit. Writing a journal, which you do, and I try to do as well. Just write it out, everything. It's a therapy, actually. It's a therapy.
Yes, and there's something different about writing by hand than by typing. It's
Oh, definitely, 101%, 101% agree with you. 101%. Writing a journal, like I put out all my feelings. I've written several diaries I was writing before writing books, like, and eventually my books diary became a book, actually. If you just write like a diary every day, 100 words, if you write something, how was your day, your goals, your feeling for the day, how you're feeling, just express it, and nobody's gonna read, just but eventually after 1 year, when you will read, and you will feel how far have you come,
right? Yeah, that's right. So I think any listeners out there, if they're feeling especially if they're in lockdown, or just struggling with times at the moment, even just a journal, and trying to find things in your life to be grateful for, as hard as it is at the moment, really keeps you in a more positive mindset.
Definitely, 101% agree with you, because if we are being told to stay at home, first of all, in lockdown, that's a privilege, because millions of people in India and Africa, they don't have a home. They're homeless. We have to understand this. And second thing, if we are staying home and like watching content which is not good for our health, and all the time on the phone, it's people are searching for meaning on dating apps. I will tell you, like I went on a dating app as well, and just to scan that, and then say it's not for me. It's not for me. Dating app is not for me. I know, because I don't trust someone who is in front of you. I trust that person, who's physically there. It's that. So People are searching on dating app, people are searching for meaning on Facebook, for TikTok. Every day people are struggling because they're lonely,
Yeah.
So I killed my loneliness through running and books, to be honest. I was feeling lonely as well. And
Yeah.
I would say I would recommend that to other people as well, that to do running or find a good hobby to kill your loneliness instead of searching for meaning on dating app. Right?
Yeah. Or on any other kind of social media. Yeah. No, that's all very good points. Now, is there anything else you feel we should talk about that I haven't asked?
Yeah, definitely. What things I would talk about is one very important thing, Isabel. I missed it. This one, it is I do not define people, by their job status or by their how much you can run or like what you have achieved in your life, because we have a very limited life. But I generally judge people or define people by how they treat people.
Mm.
This is a very important message for from my side to the world, because I know if you have been treated badly by someone, how bad you can feel. And that is one of the biggest reasons people feel worse about themselves. So we have to aim to make somebody's day, not treat them badly. And unfortunately it happens around the world. People often judge you by your how much money you have, how much cars you have, houses you have, your job status. But I judge them by how they treat people. Like Amazon CEO might be the richest person on the planet, but if he is exploiting his workers by paying them $5 an hour, I would not call him a successful person going to space. So you have to treat people nicely in this world, which is a very important message I want to give.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. And I've always believed that kindness is contagious. And if you
Love it, love it.
yeah, if you put it out there and you pass it on to the next person, who then passes it on to the next person, then maybe we can have the ripple effect.
Yes, and Isabel, I love to add one more thing. Like yesterday, I saw a lady at the supermarket. Very good looking girl, very good looking girl.
Mm.
She was she was throwing everything around, like vegetables and food and everything. And so of course she has some mental health issue, or because she does that often. And but I was talking to someone and I said, like, he was telling me, like, how come she reached such a point, like, where she's trying to take revenge from the society. And like, maybe she would have went something through really bad, that she reached a point where she is trying to take revenge, or talking to herself in the street and then destroying everything. So
you're
we have
saying that maybe having empathy for people who are struggling, and
yes, definitely,
knowing that
definitely.
we don't know what they're going through, but they could be going through something.
Yes, everyone is going through something.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to treat them nicely. They need help, and we can't just isolate them and treat them like criminals. Like, yes, they have mental health issue, we all can have. So we have to address that issue instead of like isolating them. That how they reach that point, first of all. And that's such a good looking woman. I was surprised by what she was behaving like. I mean, I could imagine what she would.
Looks don't determine what's happening, within yourself.
Yes, definitely, exactly, definitely. People with six-pack abs, they commit suicide. I've seen that. Like,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't make a person necessarily a good person or a happy person. That's something you have to create within yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. I really appreciate it. And of course, where can people get your books if they are interested in reading more about you and your journey within running and towards positivity? Where can they find out more?
Yeah, both my books are available on Amazon. I really recommend you to check it out on Amazon, watch some reviews. And yes, happy to connect on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, anywhere. And you can be my support group for the next run. Definitely. Yeah, I need motivation as well. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll put the links to the books on Amazon in the show notes if people want to go and
Yes.
have a look. And I recommend them just for, I really love your outlook on life and how much you want to share your positivity and helping people. And I think it's a very admirable position that you're
Thank
in.
you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, so much. Lovely talking to you. Thank you.